Hello and welcome everyone to CSE Core Concepts in my series of Artificial Neural Network. In this video, I am going to discuss briefly about the gradient flow. What do we mean by actually gradient flow and how it is important to understand the gradient flow for a smooth understanding of the neural network model. Basically, it is the propagation of error signals or gradients backward through the network's layer during training. So in my earlier video on the back propagation algorithm, we have seen that in case the loss function is very high, then we need to readjust the weights. Now for readjusting the weights, we need to back propagate. That is, the output layer will go to the hidden layer will back propagate to the input layer, and there how we can perform the updation on the weights. And in that formula, we have discussed about a parameter called as the learning rate, that is alpha, which I suggested that it has to be a mediocre approach or a median value, because too less learning rate will lead to a very long backpropagation algorithm, and too high will jump here and there, but you will not get your results. So let us understand what is the gradient flow in that context. So this is your input layer. I have taken a simple neural network model, so I have not updated all the weights, but just to make you understand, this is your input layer. The ones marked with red are the hidden layer. So there is basically only one hidden layer with 5 neurons and only one output layer. Maybe it is a binary classification problem, right? Now you compute the loss function, okay, with your model's prediction and your actual prediction. This is your forward pass. Now what is the loss function? That is the discrepancy. That is how much is the difference between the model's prediction and the actual values. Now in case you find that the loss function is quite high, then we have to go to the back pass. This is called as the gradient flow. Okay, this back pass is moving backwards to adjust the weighing functions. That is called as the gradient flow. So loss function will go differentiate with respect to the output layer. The output layer will differentiate with respect to the hidden layer, and the hidden layer with respect to the input layer. And in case if you have studied the back propagation algorithm properly, then you will understand, you might remember that again in each of the layer it was broken, because in the hidden layer there are two parts. One is what the input, that is just the weights multiplied by the input plus the bias, and after it goes through the activation function, that is what comes out as the output from the hidden layer. So forward pass is basically the data moves from network to from input to output, and error calculation is that what you data moves through them, right, from input to output. That is what you calculate the error, right, from while you go from input to output. And error backward passes, error signals travel backwards, right, telling each weight how it contributed to the mistake. It is telling each weight that because of your values we got a mistake. So weight updation is that each weight adjusts slightly to reduce the future errors. So this updation of the weight has to be done from the chain rule. From calculus we have seen that it is basically done by performing differentiation. So the network calculates how much each weight influences the final error. So let us say, for example, this is a graph of weight versus the cost or the loss function. You can call this called as cost function also, right? So various names for the error. So now this is the derivative of the cost, that is the differentiation. So initial weight which you have given, you are here. Understood? You are here. Now this is the gradient line, that is the back propagation line. So now you can see that you got some initial weight. With that weight you got some error. What is the error you are getting here? Let's see what is the error. This is your cost function. So because of the initial weight, your error was here. It was quite a high error, and you want to reduce this error. So to reduce the error, you have gone through the gradient, that you have done a back propagation. So while you did a back propagation, by how much step you have done? Only by this much step. So the next step you reached here. Okay, when you did the next forward pass, this is your error which you got, that is here. So still quite a high error. Again you did again a backward pass, so you got an error here. Like this you are slowly moving at each step, and this is the point where the error is minimum, right? This is the point where the error is minimum. I hope you understood this graph. So now there are two problems associated with this, that is the vanishing gradient problem and one another is the exploding gradient problem. Let us say, for example, you have an input layer, then you have multiple hidden layers. This is the first hidden layer, this is the second hidden layer, this is the third hidden layer, and then this is the output layer. At each, this is the gradient, that is the backward flow which you are coming, so that you can adjust the weights, right? So let's say we have a game where I have to send a message via 100 people, right? I am giving a message to somebody. That person will deliver the message to another one. So generally we used to play such games, right? So what happens in this case? By the time the message reaches to the last person, it has been almost modified, right? I told something, some words somebody has missed, somebody might have added some words. This is what happens. So here also, at each step when you come as the derivative, the accumulation of some errors or some values leads to a misleading rule, right? Gradients can become microscopically small by the time they reach the early layers, right? So the change in the gradient, you can see the difference is huge here. The difference is reduced, the difference is reduced, the difference is reduced. At each layer, now if you have 100 hidden layers, you imagine, then at each layer again this will happen. Each layer multiplies the gradient by its local derivative. If the derivative is less than 1, the product will shrink exponentially, right? The value or the answer will shrink exponentially if the derivative is less than 1. Let's say with a factor of zero point 0.9 per layer. Okay, after 50 layers, how much it will be? 0.9 raised to the power 50, it is approximately 0.005. Early layers receive virtually no learning signal. Okay, because you are back propagating, and each layer you are doing the derivation. Now more derivation you are doing, the values are very, very small. The change is very, very small. How much small? 0.005. So if there are 100 hidden layers, so by the time you reach the input layer, the change is very, very less. Okay. So that is called as the vanishing gradient problem, right? So almost it will not converge where it should have been, right? So it is going on and on and on. Now if the difference, literally there is no difference, you are just having a weight change of 0.005. Again you will get a similar loss function, not very much difference. Again you are going to back propagate. Again, because of so many hidden layers, you will have a very, very few results. Understood? So almost the gradient is almost vanishing. Now you imagine the gradient has come almost here at this stage, right? Now if you had more hidden layers, then the gradient would have reduced. Almost the gradient would have become nearer to 0. This is called as the vanishing gradient problem. And another problem is the exploding gradient problem. If the derivatives are greater than 1, leading to unstable training and potentially numerical issue, the derivative comes greater. Now, why such problem arise? It is caused by the factors such as improper weight initialization. Initially, you have set a very high weightage. Or let's say the learning rate is too high. You are giving a very high learning rate. That har ek step may you go by so many units. Okay, very high rates or issues with the network architecture. So a gradient explodes. Explodes means it is going. So by the time this is the output layer, hidden layer, the gradient is exceeding. Instead of decreasing, the gradient is going on exceeding because your learning rate is very high. At every step you are going very, very higher steps. Okay, whereas here what you are doing, the reduction in the step was very, very less. So these are the two problems associated with the gradients. So the key factors for determining the ideal gradients, who are the key factors which will control these gradients? That is the first is the activation function cell. Sigmoid, tanh, they saturate at extremes. Gradients approach total 0. ReLU does not saturate for positive, but ReLU has an issue with the negative. Right, it will become 0. So the gradient flow is better in ReLU function. Leaky ReLU, slight slope for negative, even better. What is actually saturation? What I am talking about is that state in which the neuron predominantly outputs values close to ends of bounded activation function. The activation functions are bounded, right? Your sigmoid activation function is between 0 to 1. Your ReLU, ReLU will go by maximum, right? So tan H function. So everybody has a gradient as a bounds, right? So outputs are going closer to the bounds of the activation function, that is called as the saturation. So sigmoid saturation problem is that in case of sigmoid function, when the input is a large positive number, you are giving a very high value of input, or a very small negative number, the gradient is either close to very zero or thus slowing down the parameter update, right? So this happens majorly with the sigmoid problem. Weight initialization, if you are giving very high weights initially, then you can go for an exploding gradient problem. Or if your weights is very less, they can go for a vanishing gradient problem. The deeper the network means more and more hidden layers you are adding. So the chances are there. As I told you, now while I am talking, giving you a message via 100 people, the message is almost becoming unrecognizable. Now the same message, if I am passing you via 500 people, the message would change, right? So the more the deeper network, because each additional layer adds another term to the chain rule, right? So differentiation you go on doing in the chain rule. So that that causes the gradients to either vanish or explode. So this is one of the parameters which you should understand while designing a good neural network model. So I hope you understood this video. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe to CSE Core Concepts. Thank you.